One of the largest potential upgrades for the S26 Ultra is back on the table. Following a series of conflicting reports, the latest buzz regarding the S26 Ultra's charging speeds is quite positive. In alignment with earlier rumors and contrary to more recent speculation, it seems that Samsung's next big thing is poised to increase the Galaxy S25 Ultra's 45-watt charging capabilities to a maximum speed of 60 watts. This change could be more significant than it initially appears for several reasons. However, nothing is confirmed at this stage. This uncertainty applies to all of them, which may have been finalized by Samsung, but cannot yet be made public several months before the anticipated formal announcement of the handset, alongside the Galaxy S26 Pro and Galaxy S26 Edge. Some aspects and features are easier to predict than others, a situation that has unfortunately persisted regarding the charging support of Samsung's latest smartphones for several years. The S25 Ultra, S24 Ultra, S23 Ultra, and the S22 Ultra all had their charging rates capped at 45 watt, which was impressive in 2022. However, by 2025, it appears somewhat inadequate. As such, it was certainly wonderful to learn that Samsung is finally contemplating an update to 60-watt technology, but everyone's excitement was swiftly curbed by a document that suggested no modifications were in the pipeline for the S26 Ultra on that front after all. Our twisting story has not yet come to an end, however, as Ice Universe is today confirming again that Samsung's super flagship, expected in early 2026, will indeed upgrade its charging capabilities from 45 watt to 60 watt. Is this the final word on the matter? Perhaps or perhaps not. However, there is at least some optimism that this important enhancement may come to pass. How big of an upgrade are we really talking about here? To be totally honest, not that huge. Definitely not big enough to catch up to the likes of the 100 watts supporting OnePlus 13 or the 125 watt equipped Motorola Edge 50 Pro, not to mention the future OnePlus 15, which is reported to go up to 120 watt as well. But if you look back at our comprehensive S25 Ultra review, you'll notice that its actual charging time was not that bad, at 69 minutes, and with the Galaxy S26 Ultra widely expected to keep its predecessor's 5000 mAh battery size unchanged, unfortunately, that could certainly go down, well, below the 1 hour mark. Once again, I doubt that Samsung is going to crack our list of the fastest charging phones out there in 2026, as the OnePlus 13, for instance, can go from 0 to 100% cell capacity in only 43 minutes, but any improvement in this department after several years of stagnation is likely to be celebrated by the brand's hardcore fans. Perhaps even more crucially, I believe there's a fair potential that the Galaxy S26 Pro and S26 Edge will take the 25-watt charging speeds of this year's S25, and the S25 Edge may maybe go up to 45 watt if, and only if, the S26 Ultra ends up supporting maybe 60 watt technology. Now that would be an improvement for two phones that plainly require all the modifications. They can get to stand out from their forerunners and shine among the top Android phones of 2026. Well, I don't know about you, but I am quite enthusiastic. I do not expect this device to differ significantly from the S25 Ultra, which may not necessarily be a drawback. Yes, I'm unhappy that the battery size will probably not get an increase, but the phone's thickness is anticipated to drop below 8mm, which sounds fantastic. The same applies for that screen quality boost, the privacy display feature, and the camera changes, which are unlikely to be drastic, but might possibly make an already terrific gadget even better. Hopefully, that scandalous Exynos rumor will not pan out, since if it does, it might not matter how many subtle modifications Samsung operates in other sections. If you want my view, I don't think the world's #1 smartphone vendor will give up on its mutually advantageous cooperation with Qualcomm, although I do admit that anything is still possible at this stage. The Galaxy S26 could smash the iPhone 17 Pro with new video recording options, and the better color grading options for lossless video formats. Apple's iPhone has always been hailed as the leader in video recording. The Pro models have especially pioneered their way with video features, such as ProRes, which allow professional-grade recording and post-production. However, Samsung may now be gearing up to challenge that domination by launching new video recording codecs and potentially dethroning the iPhone 17 Pro. Samsung is likely to enable cinematic-grade video recording on the next S26 series. Samsung is also intending to add support for the advanced professional video codec, which permits recording near lossless video quality with little pixelation, even without significantly expanding the video size. According to the codec specs, advanced professional video codec permits higher data rates, even in the gigabit range, while consuming less space than standard lossless formats, such as RAW. In addition to support for lossless video recording, advanced professional video codec offers 12-bit color and upgrades to a richer 4x4x4 color sampling approach. Both of these qualities combine to allow minimal loss of real recorded colors during encoding and decoding. It also permits frame tiling, which essentially separates a frame into subsections that can be encoded and decoded in parallel, allowing numerous encoding-decoding cycles and keeping the footage's quality during many cuts. Samsung is also likely to support advanced professional video codec for low-G and HDR video capture modes. The Samiguru post also states that advanced professional video codec support in LOG will allow support for custom LUTs, which can be used to apply color tables to the video for a certain appearance. Notably, the Galaxy S25 series currently allows color-correcting LOG films directly from the Gallery app. However, support for additional LUTs could enable more diversified color palettes. Samsung is also working on a larger choice of frame rates for videos, including 25 frames per second, 50 frames per second, and 100 frames per second for full HD and 4K resolutions, as well as a 25 frames per second option for 8K. On the other side, the S26 Pro already sounds like a major disappointment. This isn't the Samsung phone I was hoping for. Earlier this summer, Android Authority uncovered a potentially big shakeup for Samsung's Galaxy S26 series. Instead of the projected Galaxy S26, S26 Plus, and the S26 Ultra lineup. The concept that Samsung will eliminate the Galaxy S26 and replace it with a Galaxy S26 Pro was the biggest takeaway in my book, since it would provide a significant opportunity for Samsung. Where the standard model Galaxy S has long felt ignored and underpowered, the new Pro label led me to assume that the S26 Pro could be the genuine compact flagship phone I've desired from Samsung for so long. Unfortunately, the more we discover about the S26 Pro, the less probable it seems that will be the case. While the name change appears to be legitimate, the upgrades I had thought would follow along with it are swiftly evaporating. When we initially heard about the Galaxy S26 Pro, the possibilities appeared unlimited for what Samsung might change or upgrade to justify the Pro label. Would Samsung improve the primary camera to a 200 megapixel sensor? Increase the base storage to 256 gigs? Bump the RAM up to 16 gigs? Finally raise charging speeds over 25 watt? There's a lot that Samsung could accomplish. However, as the Galaxy S26 details have emerged over the last few days, all of that's suddenly starting to appear like wishful thinking. Samsung Tipster Ice Universe previewed several S26 Pro specifications on September 11, and none of them sound promising. When we first heard about the Galaxy S26 Pro, the possibilities seemed boundless. According to ICE, the Galaxy S26 Pro's camera system won't be the Pro makeover I've been depending on. The primary camera is touted to be a new model, yet the sensor size is apparently identical to the S25, and hence may not be a major upgrade. It's a similar deal for the ultra-wide camera, which is supposedly going from a 12 megapixel sensor on the S25 to a 50 megapixels one on the S26 Pro. However, ICE Universe says the new camera is useless. Further, the telephoto camera is supposedly the same one now on the Galaxy S25, meaning the S26 Pro will be stuck with a 10 megapixels telephoto camera with a 3x optical zoom. It is worth recalling that these are all just leaks, and Samsung itself has verified nothing. Furthermore, with the S26 series not due until January, you could argue that we're still quite early on in the S26 rumor mill, and a lot may change between now and then. That said, these disclosures are coming from pretty reliable sources. Additionally, This is around the period in the leak cycle when smartphone specs begin to firm up. In other words, these aren't leaks we can simply brush off and dismiss. With around 4 months to go before the Galaxy S26 Pro's release, we have to presume that there's at least some truth to what's being said. So that's all we have for now on Samsung's S-series smartphones. Stay tuned to our channel for more updates on this exciting tech. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified when we post new videos. Thanks for watching.